Hello there, welcome to a new studio vlog. You've been watching little clips of me working on my new chicken zine. Now I'm out of focus. Maybe this is a bad camera spot. Let's move it over here. Better lighting. Hello, yes, welcome to a new studio vlog. I have been working on a new chicken zine, which I was kind of finally putting together. I had illustrated all the different components, figured out my text, which I think is quite comical. It is a poem to James about wanting chickens. I think it's really funny and I am now done with it. I got all the little details in. I spent some time this morning getting extra paint in, outlining things, finishing touches, all that good stuff. It is now done. It's always exciting when I have a new zine done because now I'm gonna go photocopy it, which is always a bit of a mystery. You never know how a zine is gonna turn out once you photocopy it. Much like other artwork I make, when I go to scan it, I never know how it's gonna look when I scan it. I often say that my scanner is where artwork goes to die because I just never know how it's gonna look digitally. Zines are the same way, but maybe even on a more extreme level. When you go to photocopy a zine, you never know what it's gonna look like. So I have no idea. I'm very anxious to go see. So, and with that said, I have a bunch of zines that I need to photocopy regardless because I've been working on getting a stockpile going for LAZineFest. I have a little stash. Oh boy, can I get into this? I have like Tetris containers over here. I have a very small stash of zines that I have been working on for ZineFest, but this is it. I have gone through all of my printed zines already, so I need to go do that. I have gathered everything up in my little tote bag. I'm gonna I gotta trek to the Staples that I like to go to where I get things printed. So it's gonna take me a little bit of a drive to get there, but it's always worth it. And knowing that I'm bringing every zine I've made along with me, I literally have like 10 or 11 different zines now that I'm making photocopies of. So hopefully I can get that all knocked out today, have a nice big stash of zines, and then just be continuing to work on them, getting them trimmed, folded, all that good stuff. But also prepare the chicken zine for launching that on Etsy, hopefully soon. Along with that, I have other new merch, including, do I want to show it now? I'll give you a little teaser. Chicken sticker sheets, you guys. This is real. It's my first time ever getting sticker sheets made. It was definitely a bit of a learning curve figuring out how to do this, but I did it and it arrived and it is super cute. These stickers also happen to be like vinyl stickers. So these little chickens are waterproof, guys. You can put them on anything and it's a really fun little sheet there. So I'm trying to launch the new zine, sticker sheet, bookmarks, a magnet, all in one go, probably sometime next week. Knowing that I'm launching a new zine also means I need to come up with a new zine tour, which I have ideas on, but we'll talk about that a little bit later because I have to do something fun because it's chicken zine. So chicken zine tour is gonna be really funny. Anywho, I'm gonna get ready now to head off to go make those copies, and then hopefully I'll have time to get back before I need to go pick up my kiddo from school to either continue doing more work or even starting to edit. Yesterday, I went to Disneyland. It was my first solo day to Disneyland, and I vlogged it for Patreon. So I need to edit all that together, and I have a lot of footage, so that's gonna take me forever. So maybe I'll get to that this afternoon. We'll see. But let's go make some photocopies first. The hair's in the bun, so you know it's been a day. Well, I went to go get those copies made, and it did not turn out as I had expected. I think the last time I got a new zine made, I ran into this issue, but I forgot. And let me show you what happened. I used to, for many years, would just bring my original. I would just bring my original zine and photocopy the original. So there's the chicken zine in its full original amazing glory. I would just take this with me and get it photocopied. I brought that zine along with all my other ones. This is what happened. Yellow City, USA. Probably hard to tell on camera, and I don't have my light on, but it's just completely yellowed. So can't use these. These zines are out. They are out. So I believe this happened the last time I did my little book of ghost zine. So I think what I have to do is scan this and put it on a thumb drive, and then print it from the Xerox machine off the thumb drive. I think that's the only way I can get accurate color without it turning yellow. And it wasn't just this zine. I tried a couple of my other originals too that I used to not have any issues with printing. They were all yellow. It's annoying because I made such a big trip all the way to the place that I like to get this stuff printed. Huge trip. This is like an hour run. All I have to show for it is some yellow Xeroxes that are I can't use them. They're unusable. I'm gonna get the petition for chicken zine scanned now. I unfortunately can't go back today. That's not gonna happen. So we'll either have to try tomorrow, I'll give it a go, or over the weekend, because it's just, unfortunately, it is what it is. It's also just a bummer because I need to get all of my other zines printed as well. So now I have to scrounge up the PDF files that I have for them on some zip drive somewhere. I have no idea. On some external hard drive somewhere. I don't know. I'm gonna have to dig it up. What I'm gonna do now, because I just have a couple hours until I need to go get Rome, I have another zine that I've been working on. I may dabble with that if I'm feeling in the mood. Otherwise, I'm gonna start editing my Disneyland Patreon blog from yesterday. Still plenty to do, but kind of a bummer that is what happened. I'm really, really happy with this though, the way it looks. It's so fun and colorful and like really vibrant. So I definitely need to get it scanned. I'm gonna get that scanned now no matter what, so that I'm in a better spot and I can start organizing files. So just to show you up close too, I mean, they're obviously very yellowed, but even just the print quality wasn't that great. Like the edge of the Xerox was getting like kind of smudgy. I mean, look at this one. This one is just, I mean, on camera, it doesn't look as bad, but believe me when I say it is so yellow. Like the cover of that does not look like how it should at all. So it didn't really matter which one I photocopied. They all looked bad. And even here, look at how like blown out and bad that looks. It's really, really icky. So kind of a bummer. Bad photocopy day. And here's the chicken zine. It's so yellow. So yeah, that's how it's looking, just to show you. But you know, I'll get them printed off a thumb drive and hopefully they'll look a little bit better. And maybe I'll get a better machine too next time I go. I may also just try to find a different Xerox machine closer to me. That frankly would be a lot easier. I'm making myself feel better with a fresh cup of coffee in my new mug that I got from Disneyland yesterday and some little panda cookies, because why not? I have a really bad habit of like needing a little piece of chocolate or like a little treat in the afternoon with my coffee. This is half decaf coffee, but I always feel like I need a little treat pick me up in the afternoon. So I just spent the whole afternoon going through my files, digging up zines that I already had scanned and edited, and then going through and finding where I had basically gaps and physically scanning my originals and getting them all digitized. So now they're all in digital versions, and I've cleaned them up as well. So hopefully now I should be able to take them to my copier and get them printed out. My goodness. Hopefully even just printing all of them like this, so I'll get better color. Like obviously like Remnants Volume 1 is a good example. You know, I had just photocopied the original, but now printing from a digital file, I think I'm gonna get more vibrant copies. At least that's what I think in my mind. But it's kind of wild just seeing them all. Here's the chicken zine. Oh, it looks so good digital. I'm really, really happy with it. It's like my most colorful one, I think. But it's just wild to see all of my zines like this, and I've numbered them all, so I'm gonna put them in their own folder and in a, you know, in a external hard drive backup somewhere. But I've got 11 different mini zines. Isn't that wild? One of them is the how to make a zine. This is actually something that's in my mixed media mini zine class, and it was something that I used to bring to workshops. But I'm thinking about offering this in my Etsy shop just because I'm getting some printed for LAZineFest anyways. So it could be kind of fun. It's more of just like a, you know, it doesn't tell you exactly how to put together a zine, obviously, but it gives you an idea of like how to write a zine. And it's one of those things that I use as an example, showing like the physical materials and like writing in my zine class. And it's actually it's a printable in the back of the PDF of the class as well. So I may print some copies of this and sell some in my Etsy shop at some point soon. Again, I'm making a bunch for LAZineFest, so maybe I'll put some copies up in the shop as well. But look at them all. 11 different zines. Isn't that wild? Whew. Okay, it's the next day and I'm actually on the floor. I have decided to put my originals into a actual, as there's pug hair everywhere, into an actual little portfolio book. I need to actually get another one. This 9x12 one is really good. I feel like I just bought this off Amazon. I don't know. But this is where I actually keep all of my Oracle cards in here. But I have some space in the back because I just wanted to get them in something so they weren't just in folders. My zine originals have just been living in folders, like wrapped with little pieces of wax paper, which is fine. I've had them like that for years and it's been totally fine because, again, I would usually physically take them to go get Xeroxed and then I would just put the copies with the original in the folder. But now that I have them all as digital files, I figured this is probably a good time to actually get them into a proper protective sheet here. So I kept them with their wax paper, just wrapped around it, and then stuck them into these little sleeves. But it's pretty wild seeing them all like this. I'm really kind of looking forward to getting like its own little portfolio and keeping them in their own little book, but it's really fun seeing them in this way. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. It's pretty cool. So at least they're nice and protected now. I will definitely need to order another book, but there you have it. Zine originals in their portfolio along with Oracle cards. I still really want to finish this Oracle project. I'm really far along. I have, how many cards did I end up doing? A lot. I have 25 cards done. I haven't even shared these two. I have 25 of them done. I've never shared these two. I need to get those on social media at some point and then finish my remaining 6 cards because I wanted to do 31 cards. So I only have 6 left to do. At some point, I will come back to this project, but zines have thrown me off because of LAZineFest, but that's not, you know, that's a good problem in my eyes. Hello, checking in. As you can see, I'm out getting my car charged, so I'm sitting here, so I figured I could update you on all the zine printing. It seemed like it was a combination of maybe printing from the files. Naturally, the zines are gonna look a little bit different than when I just traditionally photocopy them. It's weird. I've never had this much trouble before. Normally, I find success from just scanning the originals or just photocopying the originals, but I was really striking out yesterday. So I'm printing from files now, although I may still even try to return back to photocopying from originals because I think a lot of it was just machine based, which I know this, I know better than this. Just a matter of me sort of changing to a different machine, I was able to get different results. Like each photocopier was printing differently. And that's just the name of the game. Like that's just how it goes. I think the other thing too, I kept having to really remind myself is that I haven't done big zine printing like this in a long time. So I have to remind myself, it's not like I'm getting this printed from a manufacturer. The whole idea is that it looks like a zine. It's all about, oh no, I'm not talking to you, car. The whole idea is that it's printed, no, what are you? I think I'm saying a certain word and my car thinks that I'm talking to it and I'm not. Zines are supposed to look self-published and I try to keep it that way, and that's why I get them photocopied and not like professionally printed, because I think that's what makes them what they are. That's the whole purpose, is that they're photocopied. So I have to kind of let go of the perfectionism a little bit, that it's not from a manufacturer, it's from a Xerox machine. That's how these zines are. So they're always gonna look a little different. They're not gonna be perfect prints. There might be little moments of glare in certain spots. That's just the way that they are. About half of the zines I got printed full stock amount on that I needed. Basically, I got 50 of each issue, and then I got 100 of my new chicken zine. I finally found a printer that worked. It wasn't turning all yellow, which is good. And that's the thing too, the toner levels of different photocopiers can really differ. You don't know what kind of mood that machine is gonna be in, or how many copies, or what level everything is at when you get to it. So you just never know. So I'm telling you these things as I'm talking myself off a ledge about it as well, to let go of the perfectionism of it. You know, zines is about self-publishing, and that reflects in the little zine copies. So the most important thing was getting the chicken zine copied, which I got done, so that's good. So I can start prepping those for my Etsy shop launch. All of the other copies of zines that I'm getting made is just so that I can continue to bulk up my stash for LAZineFest at the end of May. So I still have some time to seek out another machine to basically get the other half of my issues printed. I think of my 11, 6 issues I got fully copied, like the copies that I wanted made. The remaining 5, I need to go seek out another machine or try somewhere else because I just was not liking how it was printed. I may also try, again, bringing the originals on those and printing those, just using different machines and just seeing if I can get a different result. So that is where we're at. So halfway success. Still some zine printing fails though, that is for sure, but certainly more of a success now. So I can get myself home once I'm done charging here. I did pick up some coffee, so, well, they really went heavy on the caramel with that. I got myself some coffee, so I'm gonna head home, eat something I've not eaten yet. It's 11 in the morning. And then hopefully get going on my work day. Either start cutting zines, or I may also jump and work on my other zine, the original, the artwork that I have in mind that I've been working on, so I might dabble on that. I don't entirely know. I also need to work on my comic book club video for Patreon for April. Clock is ticking on that. I have not done it because I've just been doing all these other things. So something else I need to work on. I did edit my Disney vlog for Patreon. I got that done. I actually stayed up last night and got that edited and uploaded it this morning. So my patrons are having a good time. It's really fun reading the comments on that. It was my first time vlogging at Disney, but I had a lot of fun even just editing that video together. It's motivated me to maybe do a bit more vlogging on future Disney trips because it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. If you know me and you have followed me here on YouTube for a while, you know that this is my rearrange face. I am looking at doing some very serious rearranging. Let me give you the backstory. Okay, so real quick, let me put you somewhere. Let me put you over here. The big problem with where we're currently at is that obviously I work from home, James works from home. James is in our bedroom. He works out of our bedroom. I'm in this room down here, which James could never be in because it's too loud. Like, I'm right next to where all the action is. So when Roman's home, this is where all the chaos happens. So it gets very loud in here. James could never ever theoretically work in here. Of course, my battery's dying. Hold on. There's also just a number of issues with James working out of our bedroom. I can't go in there during the day. You know, I feel bad for the guy working out of, you know, the same room that you sleep in, which, I mean, like, sometimes you have to do that. That's fine. I feel for him. He works very long hours, and to be in the same room that you also sleep in is, I don't think, the best for your mental health. You know, like, if James is working late and I go up and do bath time, I have to be like, okay, let's be quiet. Like, Dad's on a call. Like, come on over here. Or like, even if Roman's home during the day, he can still hear it upstairs. Roman's running around playing and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's great, you're being a transformer, but let's just be a robot a little bit quieter, please. It's just been really challenging. And even just if I need something, like, I have a change of clothes that I bring down to my studio. I have a makeup bag in this bathroom here. Like, it's a little inconvenient at times, and there's just times where I'm like, I really would like to have my bedroom back. We just need just a little bit more space. I know for me, like, having my own room that I can kind of close the door and be done with work for the day, I think is really helpful. That all said, the universe sort of just presented this opportunity to us. This week, I'm literally moving It feels like a mini move. I am moving furniture out of this house to furnish the back house and to get James's workspace office completely set up. Looking in my office space now, there are some pieces of furniture that are getting moved out of here. One of which is like a little bench that is kind of over up against the window over here, which was meant for my bedroom that we had to take out when we set up James's office. So that can now go back into my bedroom, yay! I have a number of bins in here that is like personal stuff that doesn't need to be stored in my workspace. A couple of these cubes, I think one of these cubes I will be able to move out entirely and put into the back house, which I think will be really nice. So what I'm getting at is that I'm getting some space back, which feels really nice. So that said, knowing that I'm getting some space back, it's got me sort of wanting to do just a total overhaul of my art studio. The other piece of that also being, I really want to get a standing desk situation because my Etsy shop, you know, my Etsy shop now is at a volume and I put enough time, and especially when I do these larger shop drops, you know, I'm working on Etsy stuff for days at a time, and I really want to be able to have a good standing desk situation where I can be standing and packing orders and printing labels and doing all of that. It would just be so much nicer to have a standing desk situation. And I think in general, what my space has evolved to is that I really need an area that's like, here's where I make art and here's where I do shop stuff. Because right now there's kind of an overlap of those two things, and I just don't think I'm utilizing my space as well as I could. It has been working great for me up until this point, don't get me wrong, but I do think your workspace evolves as your creative life, creative business evolves, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So just knowing I have a lot of rearranging that I'm doing all over the house anyways, and again, because I'm pulling furniture out of different rooms in my house to furnish this back house, it just has me on a full rearrange spree. So I am very closely looking at things, gonna start measuring some things, and I intend on overhauling my art studio. So yeah, I've actually been contemplating moving my whole big art table setup over to the other side of the room just for a change of pace, I think, and maybe to get closer to some sunlight, I think would be nice. You know, this is the only small window that's in here. You know, now knowing that we've rented this back house, we're not moving out of here anytime soon. So that definitely reiterates the need to like, okay, it's worth me taking a few days or a weekend to like properly overhaul this space to what it needs to be. Because I was kind of holding off for a while, thinking, what if we move? But that's not happening now. So we are moving, but not, you know, not a mega move. I'm not getting a new room anytime soon. Yeah, just updating you on that. It's exciting, but I also feel like I have a lot of work ahead as far as like getting things situated and organized. But I mean, I have things pretty organized as they are, as you know, to begin with, but I really want to get this to a sweet spot where I am utilizing the space the best that I can. In the meantime, I did work out all those zine kinks, and tomorrow is a shop drop, which by the time you see this, I would have already posted like a tour of all the new merch. The shop drop would be live. So if you want to get your hands on the new chicken zine, any of those bookmarks, any other like stickers that I dropped earlier in the month, a bunch of those are still available. That's all up in my Etsy shop. So there's a link down below if you want to go grab any of that. This was kind of a random studio vlog, but this feels like a good stopping point because the first big part of it was me just trying to figure out how to print all those dang zines. And now this news of setting up this back house workspace and completely rearranging my studio. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to figuring it out. I have a lot of problem solving to do in here, but it's a good problem solving because, you know, I love a good rearrange. So I'm actually really happy about it. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I put out a new video every week, or at least I try to. If you like this video, liked it, leave a comment down below. I'll chat with you guys in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.